How music affects our emotions. Level B. 2. Upper intermediate. Music is one of the few things that can touch our hearts instantly. It can make us cry, laugh, or feel powerful emotions that words alone cannot express. From the rhythm of drums to the sound of a violin, music connects deeply with the human soul. But why does it have such a strong effect on our feelings? Scientists, psychologists, and musicians have been trying to answer this question for decades. The language of emotion. Music is often called the language of emotion. Just as we use words to communicate ideas, we use sounds to communicate feelings. A major chord can sound happy or hopeful, while a minor chord can sound sad or mysterious. Fast tempos make us feel energy and excitement, while slow rhythms can calm us down. Even without lyrics, our brains can read these emotional messages. Interestingly, this emotional understanding seems to be universal. People from different countries, cultures, and even different time periods often describe similar emotions when listening to the same types of music. A soft lullaby can soothe a baby anywhere in the world, and a marching song can inspire strength and unity among soldiers, no matter their language. How the brain reacts to music. When we listen to music, our brains light up in many different areas. The part of the brain that processes sound becomes active, but so do the parts related to memory, emotion, and even movement. For example, when we hear a rhythm, our brains automatically start predicting the next beat. That's why we often tap our feet without realizing it. The emotional response comes mainly from a brain region called the limbic system, which controls feelings like pleasure, fear, and sadness. When we hear music we love, this area releases dopamine, the same happy chemical that our brain produces when we eat delicious food or achieve something rewarding. That's why music can literally make us feel good. Personal memories and musical triggers. One of the most powerful things about music is its connection to memory. A single melody can take us back to a specific moment in life, a childhood summer, a first love, or a long-forgotten place. This happens because music activates both emotional and memory centers in the brain at the same time. For example, imagine hearing a song that played during your graduation ceremony. Even years later, that song can instantly bring back the atmosphere, the people, and the feelings from that day. This is why some songs become deeply personal and meaningful to us. In some cases, music can even help people who have lost parts of their memory. Studies show that patients with Alzheimer's disease often remember songs from their youth, even when they forget faces or names. Music acts like a bridge, reconnecting them to their past and bringing back emotions that words cannot reach. The role of culture. While our emotional reactions to music are often similar, culture also plays a big role. What sounds joyful in one culture might sound unusual in another. For example, in Western music, the major scale is often linked to happiness, but in some Asian traditions, happiness might be expressed through different modes or scales that sound sad to Western ears. Cultural experiences also shape our musical taste. Someone who grows up listening to classical music might find peace in a symphony, while another person who grew up with jazz or hip-hop might feel the same comfort in a beat or groove. Music becomes part of our identity, a reflection of who we are and where we come from. Music and physical reactions. Music doesn't just change how we feel emotionally, it also affects our bodies. A fast, loud song can increase our heart rate and make us feel energized, while slow, gentle music can lower our pulse and reduce stress. This is why doctors and therapists use music to help patients relax or recover. For example, studies have shown that listening to calming music before surgery can lower anxiety and even reduce the need for painkillers. In sports, energetic music can improve performance by increasing motivation and endurance. Dancers, athletes, and gym goers all use music to synchronize their movements and boost their energy. The power of lyrics. Although instrumental music alone can be emotional, lyrics often make the connection even stronger. Words help us relate to a song's story or message. A love song becomes more powerful when the listener feels that the lyrics express their own emotions. However, the relationship between lyrics and mood isn't always simple. Sometimes a song can sound cheerful while the lyrics are sad. This contrast creates a special emotional tension that makes music more interesting and complex. Music in movies and media. Have you ever noticed how a movie scene can feel completely different with or without music? Filmmakers use music as a powerful emotional tool. When a soft piano melody plays during a sad moment, it guides the audience to feel empathy. When an orchestra rises during a heroic scene, it creates excitement and tension. Even in horror films, soundtracks are carefully designed to control fear. Sharp, dissonant notes make us nervous because our brains interpret such sounds as warning signals. On the other hand, silence before a sudden loud sound increases suspense and our minds anticipate danger. Advertisers also use this power. Commercials often include cheerful or inspirational music to make people feel positive about a product. Fast food ads use energetic beats to create excitement, while luxury brands prefer slow, elegant music to suggest sophistication. These musical choices are rarely random. They are based on psychology, music therapy, and emotional healing. Because music has such a deep connection to emotion, it has become an important tool in therapy. Music therapy helps people manage stress, anxiety, and depression. It's also used in hospitals, rehabilitation centers, and schools to support emotional and physical healing. In music therapy, people don't need to be musicians. Sometimes, simply listening to certain sounds or rhythms can help release emotions that are hard to express through words. In other cases, patients are encouraged to play simple instruments, sing, or move to music, helping them reconnect with their bodies and emotions. Music therapy has been proven especially helpful for children with autism, soldiers with post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, and elderly people who struggle with memory loss. The rhythm, melody, and structure of music help organize thoughts and emotions, giving people a sense of control and comfort. The power of silence and contrast. We often think of music as sound, but silence plays an equally important role. A pause in music can build tension, give us space to reflect, or make the next note more powerful. Composers like Beethoven and John Cage used silence deliberately to awaken the listener's attention. Our brains love contrast. When a loud, intense section is followed by a quiet moment, it feels even more emotional. The absence of sound creates anticipation, just like darkness makes us appreciate light. Music and group emotions. Music doesn't only affect individuals, it can unite entire groups of people. Think about concerts, festivals, or national anthems. When thousands of people sing or move to the same rhythm, they experience a powerful sense of connection and belonging. In ancient times, tribes used drums and chants to communicate, celebrate victories, or prepare for battle. Today, people still use music for the same purpose, to express identity and build community. Whether it's fans at a football match or a choir singing in church, shared music strengthens social bonds. This collective power of music is also seen in protests and revolutions. Songs can carry messages of hope, resistance, or freedom. When people sing together, they feel stronger, united by a common emotion. Music and mood regulation. Most people use music every day to manage their emotions, even without realizing it. When we feel sad, we might listen to slow songs to process our feelings. When we feel tired, we play upbeat tracks to get energy. Music becomes a kind of emotional medicine, one that we can control. Studies show that listening to music can reduce stress hormones and even improve sleep quality. For example, calm instrumental music before bedtime can slow heart rate and prepare the body for rest. On the other hand, rhythmic music can help people focus during work or study. Some psychologists believe that our favorite songs act like emotional mirrors. They reflect our current mood, help us understand it, and sometimes guide us to change it. This is why listening to sad music doesn't always make us feel worse. It can actually make us feel understood and comforted. The universality of music. What makes music so special is that it belongs to everyone. It doesn't matter if we're rich or poor, young or old, from one country or another, music speaks to us all. From ancient rituals to modern pop concerts, it has always been part of human life. Scientists believe that music may have evolved as a way to strengthen social groups. Singing and dancing together helped early humans build trust and cooperation. In this sense, music is not just entertainment, it's a survival tool, deeply connected to our emotional and social nature. The future of music and emotion. In the modern world, technology is changing how we experience music. Artificial intelligence can now compose songs, analyze our mood, and even recommend playlists that match our emotional state. Apps and smart devices can sense our heartbeat or facial expressions and suggest music that helps us relax or concentrate. At the same time, live music remains powerful because it connects people directly. No algorithm can replace the feeling of singing with others or hearing a musician perform in person. The emotional bond between performer and audience is what keeps music truly human. Conclusion. Why music moves us. Music is more than sound, it's emotion, memory, identity, and connection all at once. It speaks the language of the heart, bypassing logic and going straight to the soul. Whether we listen to it in a crowded concert hall or alone through headphones, it reminds us that we are alive and capable of feeling deeply. In every note, rhythm, and silence, music tells our shared human story. It has the power to heal, inspire, and transform us, one song at a time.